Today we are going to start a new series about the heart. This video will be slightly different than the others because it is an introduction to our topic. So, let's get started. The heart is a human being's most vital organ because as soon as the heart stops beating, a person is dead. As important as the human heart is for our body, it is also vital for our spiritual life. We don't want to deal with the physiological side of the heart, rather what God shows us in His Word about our heart. In the Bible, we find various words in the original text that are translated heart. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew word lebab is used most often with different intentions. It is used, for example, to show the center of things in general. We read in Deuteronomy 4 verse 11, "And the mountain burned with fire to the midst of heaven." The word midst is here the Hebrew word lebab. We find the same thought in the New Testament. Of course, in the New Testament a Greek word is used. It is the word kardia. For instance, in Matthew chapter 12 verse 14, where the heart of the earth is spoken of. Here the word heart is the Greek word kardia. In the Old Testament, at least 5 other interpretations of the heart are introduced with the Hebrew word lebab, which I would like to briefly name and give an example from the Bible. The first one is very easy. It is as a physical organ. We find this thought, for example, in 2 Kings chapter 9 verse 24, where Jehu shot an arrow straight into the heart of Joram. This clearly means the physical heart. Secondly, it speaks about a personality. In Genesis 20 verse 5 and 6, we read of Abimelech, that he acted with integrity of heart. And God acknowledged it as well. It is an expression of his character or his personality in which he acted. Thirdly, as an emotional state. In Judges 18 verse 20 we read, "The priest's heart was glad." A state of feeling is expressed that takes place in the heart. This is something that we all know very well in a positive and negative sense. Fourthly, it is shown as a will or a purpose. In 1 Samuel chapter 2, God speaks of raising himself up a faithful priest who will do according to what is in his heart and mind. Here, the will of God is expressed. Fifthly, as an intellectual activity. We find this, for example, in Deuteronomy 7, verse 17, where it says, "If you should say in your heart." This is more of a thought act that does not have to be expressed externally, but takes place in our hearts. In the New Testament, heart comes from the Greek word kardia. It is used to express the seat of the will in Mark chapter 3 verse 5, or in Mark chapter 2 verse 6, the seat of thoughts, and in Luke chapter 24 verse 32, the seed of feelings. In addition, there are 2 more words in the original text that are mistakenly translated with heart in some English Bibles. The first is splanchon, which is Greek for the spleen. This is usually translated with vowels to describe the entire inner state or affection. We find it, for example, in 1 John 3 verse 7, where we should not close our heart to the need of our brother. The second is psyche, with which our life is described, which is properly translated as soul. It is used in Colossians 3 verse 23, when we are instructed, whatever you do, work with your heart as the Lord. The Bible describes the heart as the center of man, his thoughts, feelings, and will. In our days, we would probably use more the words like character, mind, and personality to convey most parts of the meaning of heart in the Bible. Everything in our life starts from the heart. It describes what we are. Therefore, through Solomon, the Lord tells us in Hebrews 4 verse 23, "Keep thy heart more than anything that is guarded, for out of it are the issues of life." Later, Solomon even says in Proverbs 23 verse 26, "Give me your heart, my son." Through this, God is telling us that He wants us as a whole person. Everything we are should belong entirely to Him. The heart, the control center of our decisions and affections. He would like to have these all for Himself, for His honor. In the following videos, we want to think about how God sees our heart, which different conditions and attitudes are described of the heart, and what we can learn from them in a very practical way.